you like this book, Tin?
Yeah.
Great. Today we're talking about Rod and Staff. This is their history and geography for level 4, although I'm using it as a group study with all 3 of my boys. So to show today, I've got the student textbook, but then I also have the teacher's manual. And the teacher's manual has little pictures of the student book all throughout it. So I'll give you a close-up look of that, of how that's laid out, and the things that are offered in here. It is really interesting because it talks about some things like in a textbook way where it's explaining about the different things to do with geography and history, but then it also has these living stories that are throughout. So it's really giving the kids a better idea of what it would be like to live in a different country, the things that they might see, what the children there are like, what the families there are like. So I really like it. Do you like this book, Tin?
Yeah.
Great. Today, so right now we've been studying, what continent have we been studying, fellas?
Nigeria.
That's not a continent. What
Africa.
Africa, yes. And so in here there's a chapter on what country in Africa?
Nigeria.
That's right. So we've been reading that. So it's got a living story based in Nigeria, and it follows a family that's visiting another family that lives there. And then it covers the history, but it also covers geography. So there's some mapping exercises that are in it, and the questions will cover both types of information. Now, you can order this directly through a Rod and Staff publisher, which right here I've got their catalog. But you can also look online. I really like Milestone Books. I'll put the link for wherever they are in the description and also here so you can see what it is, because they have peeks inside, which is very helpful when you're looking at Rod and Staff, because in their catalog they don't show you inside, and I don't see a website for them. Now, Rod and Staff is Mennonite, and so some of their beliefs would be different from what I would believe, but I haven't found anything in this textbook so far from what we've read that has been concerning to me. And the way that I view it too is that if something were to come up, it would be a great opportunity to talk to my kids about what we believe, why we believe it, or what the Mennonites believe and why they believe that. So either way, it opens up a good opportunity for conversation. Now the stories in here are very much living stories, which we like a lot. All right, you ready to show them inside? Time for a real page turner. Ha, that was quite the intro, huh? Sometimes the kids want to be part of our lives. And you know what? Letting them be a part of our life is more important than having a Pinterest perfect or perfectly structured intro video. So I hope you enjoyed that peek into what my real life is like with my boys, which I love. What woman wouldn't want to be surrounded by men who love her, is what I always say. Okay, let's take a flip through of these now. These Rod and Staff textbooks, we've got the student book, and then we have the teacher's manual. I really like how Rod and Staff is inexpensive and also has good content in it. And like I said, I use this more as a supplemental thing to go along with what we do for geography, because we love to do a deep dive, but this could absolutely be a straight curriculum. And it's geared for level 4, and you could do this even in a classroom setting, but it's also good for mixed ages, like the way that I've been using it. All right, now like I said, they are Mennonite, so they do have some beliefs that would be different from what my beliefs are, but I think we probably have more in common than we have separate from each other. And so far I have not seen anything that has been a red flag to me as far as the content goes. Here's the table of contents, which shows you all the different lands that they're going to be going to. They're broken up into units. And even here, they have a Bible verse. Here at the beginning, it looks like it's a King James version. Okay, at the beginning of each chapter, they're going to have glossary words, and these are also listed in the back with the page number. And this first part here, you can see this is more the textbook side of the book, where it's explaining things out, giving definitions, showing diagrams. So some of the chapters are more like that, more like a textbook. Still very good. I feel like it's to the point, and it's still somewhat conversational. You know, here, can you find the frigid zones at the top and bottom of the globe? So it's asking questions in it, but it's not the same as like the living stories, which you'll see in a minute. Okay, and then at the end of every section is a testing your understanding section. And this might have fill in the blank or answering questions, and then the map exercise at the end that go along with the maps that you have. Or like here where you're doing a definition. So it'll be different things for each chapter. Okay, so now here, this chapter, we go into more of a living story. Again with the glossary words, but then here we're talking about a girl named Maria. And it's telling it as a story about her. And I found the stories to be simple, easy to follow, not filled with a lot of fluff, getting to the point, and interesting, because sometimes there's more story than facts or interesting details in them. But I feel like with these ones, they really get to the interesting stuff that you'd want your students to be learning about a certain place. So I've really liked the way that they have set it up. And you can see there's lots of pictures included. Unfortunately, not in color, but they're still in there, and I think they're still really good. Here you can see some other map exercises that are included at the end of this chapter. They also sometimes have this further study where you could answer other questions, so it really depends on how deep you want to go with it. Usually I'll look through the Usually I'll look through the questions at the end of the chapter and just ask my students a few of them, or I'll ask them a few of my own questions, things that I wanted them to get from the story, or that I think that they should know and remember. So it's all set up in this similar format, and you can see I got mine used. It's got a little bit of writing in here. As far as these answers at the end go, you can have your student write in the book, or you can have a separate notebook, which can be helpful because then you can either use it again or even with the same student. You know, if they do it and they really don't understand it, okay, well, let's review this chapter and go through it again, and then you would have a clean copy for them to use. So I would probably either set it up so that they can write it separately, or maybe even photocopy it and let them use it. It does say that you can photocopy the maps, so I'm sure that they'd be fine with reusing the tests as well. In the back of this is where you find the maps. So we're getting back to that section now. Here we go. This looks like the end of it. Oh, no, chapter 9 still. Or in the map section, they have rules for neat maps, and then the table of contents for the maps that are included, and what lessons they go along with too, which is very helpful. So it's all these blank maps that the students can fill out. It does say in the teacher's manual that they can photocopy these for the students, and there's all these blank maps in the teacher's manual as well. And then a glossary of the words that they've learned and what page number to find them on, the map index, and a general index. So all helpful things as you're going through this. So that's the student book. Now we'll switch over to the teacher's manual. And this has a neat feature that I really like, which is including the student pages right in the teacher's manual. It has the same table of contents. Although a couple different resources at the back, you'll see. Here's the introduction to the teacher, so you can see what their goals are and some of their advice too about being a good teacher for your students. Here shows the lesson format. It's explaining what the different sections are, although they're very straightforward. This is very simple to follow, which I like. Okay, right here we can see the smaller page inset, and that's showing what would be in the student book. Student book, student book. Okay, so here's lesson 1. You can read along with your students and see exactly what they're seeing on their page. But then down here, they have a lesson aim, what they want you to learn from it, the main points that you're going to go over, and things that you can add to make the lesson more interesting. And then even some related points that go along with what they've learned. And that's it. Very simple. Not a lot added to it. Okay, here for the tests that are throughout the lessons, they have the answers right here, so that makes that easy to see and follow along with. Okay, here's another example of a lesson. Here's the lesson aim and main points. So we have not even really used the teacher part. We've only been reading out of the student book, and that has been plenty for us. Sometimes they have these further study points as well. So you could even just get the teacher's manual if you wanted to read that to your students, or if money was tight. I mean, really, this is a very affordable curriculum company, though. Rod and Staff is great as far as finances go. All right. So in the back of this as well, they have the maps. Again, so you can photocopy them. Same rules, same table of contents. Here are the blank maps. And it does say in the beginning you can photocopy them for the students, so that's nice as you need. Then they also have these test answers, which I do not have tests like this, so it must be a separate workbook. So if that's something that you want to do with your students, I'm just going to show you some of these answers up close so you can get an idea of what would be in the test booklet. All right, and then in the back of the teacher's book as well, they have the index of glossary words and maps and the general index, just like with the other one. Well, I hope this was a helpful look inside. I really have enjoyed the stuff that we've done from Rod and Staff, and I think it's one of those books that a lot of people haven't covered, so I hope this is helpful to you to see inside of this. Remember that real life is messy and beautiful, and better with books. I don't think we can both fit in the chair. Oh gosh. Okay.
Layers.
All right, Helix, that's enough. Honey, you can't turn it sideways because you
Smile.
can't film it both ways. All right, turn it off, honey. It's all. Tatum,
Yeah?
what country have we been learning about in this book specifically? Okay, see, that's not helpful. Hello, Echo here. Everybody want to be in on this one. So today, hello. Then start. Oh, you know what? Before this, has the same table of contents. I don't know how I said it before. Oh no. Okay. I'll say it at the beginning and then I can show it.